G'day, it's Sam from Renew Economy and the Driven websites, and I'm coming to you from somewhere a little bit different, my own home. I'm getting 13 kilowatts of solar, a 25 kilowatt hour battery, and an EV charger installed at my home. And I'm going to document the whole process, the install, the data, and what it's like living with it. Now, for full transparency, Sungrow are providing their SBH 250 25 kilowatt hour battery and a 10 kilowatt inverter, as well as their AC22 EV charger. Aiko, for their part, will be providing 28 of their NeoStar 475 watt solar panels, totaling about 13 kilowatts in solar. Now, there's no requirement for me to say anything in particular about the products. I just want to document the whole process of installing solar and battery storage and an EV charger in a home and see what it's like to live with these products. If you've ever wondered what it's like to install a system like this and whether it's worth it in the real world, I'm going to take you through that journey. So let's get into it. Day one, and Pandy and his team from Fusion Energy have arrived with the goods. Very exciting. Now, the first step, of course, is the solar racking, because before you put solar panels on a roof, you need something that stops them sliding off and ending up in the neighbor's garden. On a metal roof like this one, these aluminium rails are screwed straight into the structural purlins below the sheet, which means the whole system is anchored to the skeleton of the building. Now, at this point, the front yard is turning into what looks like a very polite construction zone. Boxes, panels, cables, and bits of battery system everywhere. It looks like chaos, but it's actually a very organized kind of chaos. Now, because this is a weatherboard house, there's also a layer of fire-rated calcium silicate board going onto the wall before the battery is mounted. It's actually mandatory for any battery installation into any non-masonry wall. It's there to provide fire protection and heat shielding, which is reassuring given what's about to be bolted to it. And those stacks there are the Aiko NeoStar 475 watt panels waiting for their turn to go up on the roof. And this is Andy finishing off the racking, lining everything up so the panels end up exactly where they're meant to be, which is ideally on my roof. Now the panels are ready to go up, so they're handed up to Andy one at a time. Turns out you can't just hurl a solar panel onto a roof in classic tradie fashion. These are heavy, they're fragile, and very much not designed for throwing. And with 28 of them to get up there, this becomes something of a slow and steady operation. With the panels come the cables. There's a lot of wiring going on up here. Briefly looks like my backpack after a month of headphone tangles, but it all gets neatly tied down by the end. Here's the array coming together, almost complete now. Now, these are Aiko NeoStar 475 watt modules built with all back contact N-type cells, which helps squeeze a bit more energy out of each square meter and keep performance up, even when there's a bit of shade that drifts over them. Honestly, they look quite handsome up here too, and at least as handsome as a row of solar panels can be. Now it's time to install the battery, which is the Sungrow SBH 250. It's a high voltage modular system designed to work directly with a hybrid inverter rather than relying on extra conversion hardware. Each module adds 5 kilowatt hours of storage, and stacked together here they make up 25 kilowatt hours in total. It also means the system is scalable, so if at some point I decide I need more storage, I can simply add another module rather than replacing the whole battery. Here's the Sungrow 10 kilowatt hybrid inverter being installed. It's what links everything together. That's solar on the roof, battery on the wall, the EV charger, and the grid connection. Being a hybrid inverter means it can manage all of that in one unit rather than relying on multiple separate boxes. So here we're pretty close to finishing up. We've got Andy here from Fusion Energy. We've been doing the installation for the Aiko solar panels and the Sungrow battery system and the inverter. So right now we're just installing the cables. We've got the PV cables, we've got the battery cables and the AC cables, and once they're in, we'll be pretty much ready to go online. So very exciting. They're also running a dedicated 10mm cable to the back of the house for the EV charger. That heavier cable is important because it's designed to handle sustained high power loads safely. Here's Andy setting up the communication module. This is what lets the system talk to the app, send performance data, and basically lets me see what's going on from my phone. And here's the Sungrow AC22 EV charger being installed. That can deliver up to 22 kilowatts if you've got three-phase power. I've just got single phase, so it will run closer to the 7 kilowatts. The nice thing about going with Sungrow's full system is that the charger, inverter, and battery all talk to each other, so it can dynamically adjust where it's pulling the power from, and that will allow me to maximize self-consumption and minimize how much energy I buy from the grid. So that's everything installed. Now the house will be quietly generating electricity while I stare at graphs and data as if that's a normal hobby. I'll be checking back in about a month's time with some data and some thoughts on the experience so far. So thanks for watching this one. Thanks to Sungrow and Aiko for making this whole thing possible. But I'll be checking back in with you guys in about 30 days with some updates, and I'll see you then.